Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Rashad the Barber, the Shop Talk Sports TV. Man, it's been a minute, man, but your boy back. So, in today's video, what I'm gonna do like a preview of who I think is making it to the playoffs. So, I'm gonna start with the NFC, and I'm gonna go down, and I'm gonna tell you who I think gonna win each division. Yeah, I'm gonna make my picks before the season even start, and I'm also give you three wild card picks for the NFC, and I'm gonna go to the AFC, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna tell you who I think gonna win each division and give you also my three wild card picks for the AFC. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot my shot, man, and just see how good that I am at this. Last year I got close, man, but I ain't got the footage to prove it, so I ain't gonna go there. But anyway, this year I'm gonna have the footage to prove how good I am at picking these predictions. Before I get started though, hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to this channel. Okay, so yeah, NFC. So the NFC North, I got Green Bay. I know a lot of people feel like, man, what about Detroit? So I do have Detroit making the playoffs as a wild card, but I got Green Bay winning the North. And the reason why I feel like with the addition of Josh Jacobs, and the defense gelling together this year, the Green Bay is gonna edge them out. And then also, man, I think that North Division gonna be a little bit more competitive than what everybody think it's gonna be. I think Minnesota end up winning 8 to 9 games. I think Chicago will end up winning 8 games. So the division is gonna be competitive, and I think Green Bay plays Detroit at home in the first week of November, and then Detroit host them the first week of December. So be on the lookout for both of them two games, man. Them could be pivotal games for what could go on down the line, in the last couple of weeks when decisions are made or teams are playing for positioning in the playoffs or just to get in outright. So the NFC South was kind of tricky, man. You got a lot of people that feel like Atlanta just gonna take off with the NFC South by storm. But I don't feel that way. I feel like with new coach Raheem Morris that they gonna kind of struggle and take their bumps. And then another thing, man, I'm not sold that the quarterback position is where it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? I think that Cousins, if he stays healthy, he will stumble a little bit. And then too, I lean towards coaches with an offensive background. So Raheem Morris, everybody know, man, he's a good defensive coordinator. I'm not saying he's not going to be a good head coach, but I don't know, man. We're just going to have to see kind of what that offense does. But I will say this: if Cousins do seem shaky or he don't come out, firing on all cylinders, man, he got a backup that I feel like just going really on the cool. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I felt like Penix was the best quarterback coming out of the draft after Caleb Williams. So that's just my thought. But anyway, I feel like Tampa Bay will win the NFC South. And then when it gets to the East, the NFC East, I feel like Philly will take it. I feel like Dallas got too many question marks. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's up with your running back position. Man, you got two veteran backs that's like on their last leg. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if this was 2018, they'd probably have the best backfield in football, but it's not. It's 2024. So with Bland being out possibly 4 to 6 weeks, with Diggs coming back, we don't know if he's gonna be back right in form, getting right back. So, and Bland being gone for 4 to 6 weeks, I don't know what the secondary is gonna look like. And they went and got Kendricks, but Kendricks is an older linebacker, and I don't know. He didn't do anything at the Chargers last year. He didn't show that all he needed was a change of scenery and he can bring that spark back. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what he gonna get the Cowboys. So they just got too many things that's I'm just gonna say unknowns, in the receiving position. Outside of CeeDee Lamb, who you got? You got Cooks, right? But you really don't have anybody else. CeeDee Lamb had 1,000 more receiving yards than their next receiver last year, and I think that was Ferguson, they tight end. So that's kind of saying something, I do think Dak will play good. during the regular season, I think he'll play good. You know, he's playing for a contract, so I think he'll come out and try to, you know, whoever been doubting on. I ain't never doubted Dak. Dak's always been a good quarterback to me. Yeah, some of the big moments, the pivotal moments, he don't show up. But for the most part, man, there's a lot of teams out there, man. We love to have Dak Prescott. So let's move along to the West. In the West, and I ain't being biased. And I'm going to let y'all know the reason why y'all can tell I'm not being biased. I feel like we'll win the West, the NFC West, but I don't feel like it'll be by a lot. I feel like the Rams will be right there, man. And you know, man, I said and I couldn't talk to my clients, and they tell me, man, the Rams, damn, you know, what you see in them? Man, I actually feel like Matt Stafford is the third best quarterback in the league. And that's a conversation for another video, so I ain't going to get into that. But I do feel like Matthew Stafford is a good quarterback. When it comes to decision-making, reading defenses, and delivering the ball to your receivers, and then, too, you got one of the best offensive schemers over there as a coach and McVay. So that's what makes them so powerful on the offensive end. I don't know too much about what they've done to shore up the defense. I know that they got a couple of picks, and I know that they developed okay. So we'll see what they done on the defensive end. But then, too, you lost Raheem Morris. So we'll see what that new defensive coordinator could bring. I don't know. He may be able to bring the same kind of culture as Raheem Morris. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see, though. But I do think that the Rams are going to be, man, I think the Rams are going to challenge a lot of teams, man. I think that they're going to end up winning like 10 games this year. So y'all remember I said that. And I ain't saying you heard it here first, but you heard it from me definitely. So the wild card. So let's go back over that. The NFC, you got Green Bay winning the North. You got Tampa Bay winning the South. You got for the East, Philly. And then for the West, San Fran. Now let's go back up to the East for a minute. I think Washington will fight hard this year, and I think that, you know, they got Dan Quinn over there, defensive-minded coach. So I think they'll be high-powered because of the coordinator that they got and because of Jaden Daniels, right? But I think he'll instill some kind of defensive culture over there, and they'll play good defense. And then Washington, be on the lookout. Washington going to win about 8 games this year, too. You know, the Giants, man, we ain't even got to. I don't think the Giants are going to show up this year. You know, they're going to be looking to move their quarterback, so they really not going to do nothing. And then also, let's move to the West again, and let's talk about Seattle, and let's talk about Arizona. Everybody down on Arizona and think that Arizona is out of there, right? Arizona going to win some games this year. Trust me, I'm telling y'all. I don't know. I look at it anywhere from 8 to 10 games. Arizona's going to win some games this year. And Seattle, from the looks of Geno Smith in the preseason, Seattle is getting better. He looked like he was in a better groove than he was last year. And then you got to understand that they may arguably have the best trio over their receiver at anybody in the league. So be on the lookout for Seattle, man, to play some good ball. And then, too, did y'all forget that Seattle got probably 2 of the best young cornerbacks over there on defense? Yeah, them boys balling, man. They playing some good ball, so we can't count them out either. You know what I'm saying? So for the wild card on the NFC, in the NFC, I got Detroit, the Rams, and I do have Atlanta making the playoffs as a wild card. So that's something you know, to know, be on the lookout for. You know, but those are my picks. Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Philly, San Fran, of course, us. And then for the wild card, Detroit, the Rams, and Atlanta. So let's move on over here to the AFC. And I'm just going to run through it real quick, division by division, and then I'll give you my wild cards at the end of it. So for the AFC North, I got the Ravens winning. And this division could end up real tricky. The reason why is because I think it's probably, if not the hardest division in football, it's one of them. So I got the Ravens winning, but not by far. I got Seattle battling in this division, and I got Cleveland battling for sure. But it all comes on what Deshaun Watson gonna do. If Watson don't come in there, man, and show that, 2020, 2019 Deshaun Watson. No, 2021 Deshaun Watson. I don't see Cleveland. I mean, I see him playing. I see him with Chubb back. I see him playing hard. I see him winning, 10 games, but I don't see him really kicking up no dust in the playoffs. I just see him being, a good team. But if Deshaun can come back with that 2021 form, the year before he left Houston, Cleveland gonna be in the mix, man. And I may have to rethink that pick. But that's all up in the air right now because we don't know for sure. But one thing we do know is that the Ravens got that bad man over there still. And he gonna be looking to avenge some stuff from last year. You know what I'm saying? I would expect him to. So with Lamar coming back, then with the addition of Derrick Henry, I think that if nothing else, they have a good running game. They have a stiff defense. It's just, and this kind of goes back to why I say Matt Stafford was my third best quarterback in the league. And when I said that, a lot of y'all probably thought about, well, man, who do we got at 2 or 4 or whatever? Well, I got Lamar at 4. And this is the reason why I don't have him higher up. Because I'm a Lamar Jackson fan, first of all. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. I'm a Lamar Jackson fan. You know what I'm saying? I've been riding with the boy ever since Louisville. But I will say this. When it comes to pivotal situations and making decisions and reading defenses, I just feel like he can do better. I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to down him. I'm not going to knock him or none of that. I just feel like he could do better when it comes to those times where he got to put the team on his back. He can't make plays with his legs, and he has to process and make the right read and the right throw. I still feel like he could do better at that. And that's why I have Stafford ahead of him in that, area. Do I feel like Jackson will get better? Absolutely. But right now, I just feel like, man, he got some work to do. So I got the Ravens winning the North. I got the Texans winning the South. Got the Texans winning the South actually convincingly because the only thing over there that's really gonna challenge them is the Jags. And last year, man, they kind of was ending on a strong note, but Trevor was hurt, so I don't know, man. The Jags, we still don't know. So I got the Texans winning the South, the AFC South next year convincingly, and you never know, man. We might see the Texans in the Super Bowl. Man, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Man, that young boy a beast, man. CJ Stroud is a beast, man. We might see them, and not only Stroud. They went and added some more pieces to their team, offense and defense, but most importantly, they coached right. DeMeco Ryans was our defensive coordinator for, I think it was 5 years. I know he was our DC, I think, for 3 years after Saleh left. But he comes from that pedigree, what I'm trying to say, y'all. He comes from that pedigree to where, it's like, he ready, man. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't going to accept nothing less. And, he brings that. You can see last year that he brought a culture to the Texans that they hadn't had. So I think that they win the South convincingly. Let's move on to the West. Of course, I think the Chiefs going to win. I don't really think nobody going to challenge the Chiefs over there in the West, man. I do think Denver going to play better ball than what everybody think. You could say what you want about Sean Payton, but Sean Payton's resume kind of speaks for itself. He is a good coach. He does know how to develop and bring along a quarterback. So I felt like Bo Nix fell into the right situation, and it'll work out for them. And they're one of them teams, too, that I think they'll end up winning, 9 games, maybe even 10 games over there because outside of KC, that division really just not that strong, man. The Raiders really ain't going to do nothing. Then the Chargers, with Harbaugh over there and this being his first year, he's another coach that brings a strong culture, but I just feel like they're a couple of years out. So I got the Chiefs winning that division convincingly. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody touched them over there. And for my wild card picks to get to the playoffs in the AFC, I got the Jags, Denver, and Miami. So when I was at the East, I know some of y'all was like, okay, you got Buffalo. Or did I even mention the East? No, I didn't. Sorry about that, y'all. I totally, man, left Buffalo out of this and the AFC East. So I got Buffalo winning the AFC East. My bad. And the reason why I have Buffalo winning is because I'm not convinced on the Jets right now. I'm going to say this again for the camera. I'm not convinced on the Jets. Man, y'all can cut it out. all this Aaron Rodgers hype. Man, we don't know what Aaron Rodgers finna bring to the table. We don't know what Hackett, man, look, I've never seen Hackett call a good game. And I've been watching I've been watching NFL football all my life. So I don't know what kind of offensive coordinator he gonna be. Now, granted, I know Rodgers pretty much gonna be running his own show, but we don't know, man, coming off that injury. And then you also got to take into the fact that his last year at Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers didn't look good. I don't care what nobody say. So see, I ain't one of them that, I'm going to get caught up in the media and the hype and say what everybody else saying. Aaron Rodgers didn't look good his last year at Green Bay. I said it. So it's a chance he may not look good over there his first year at the Jets. Well, technically his second, but his first year playing. And then I think they really only got like one just bona fide receiver over there, and that's Garrett Wilson. So let me backpedal and go back to the wild cards. The reason why I had Miami possibly getting in as a wild card and not the Jets. And that's some of the reason why. But I got because I feel like Miami will win enough games in the regular season to make that wild card push. But I do feel like once the season starts progressing and it starts to get cold outside, that they'll do what they done last year. And it'll just be hard for them to close them tough games, man, when you're playing outside. It's December or the end of November, and you got to grind it out. And then I'm going to be real with you, I grew up watching football in the 80s and 90s, so I believe in hard nose. I'm talking about smash mouth football. And in the playoffs, you got to have that. I'm not saying you can't have some finesse, but in the playoffs, you got to have some hard nose, smash mouth football on your defensive side and the offensive side. You got to be able to run the ball and play hard defense. And Miami is a finesse team. That shit they do over there is cute. I ain't gonna lie, it's cute. Fast paced. Track meet, relay team, all of that, I get it. But is it going to be able to allow you to stack up playoff wins? Are you going to be able to go into some of these other teams that play a more physical style like Baltimore, Buffalo, Pittsburgh? Are you going to be able to go into some of these other teams and play a physical style and get a win when it's later in the year and it's cold? So, that's kind of one of my gripes about Miami. But, I think that they will be better off than they was last year, but we'll see. And for the Jags, I said it, man, it's kind of up in the air. We got to see what they're going to bring to the table. And we'll just go from there. But, hey, man, y'all stay tuned, man. I'm going to be dropping more videos. As the season go on, I'm going to try to drop one a week right now. So, y'all hold me to that. I'm going to try to send out notifications to let everyone know when I'm dropping. And, man, hey, we just going to enjoy ourselves, man, this football season. We're going to have a good time. I'm going to drop content. We're going to all just, we're going to vibe, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think, man. But we're going to enjoy ourselves this football season. And I'm not only doing football, I'm also doing basketball. When it's good boxing matches, because I do like boxing, I'll be touching bases with y'all on that, seeing what y'all think and bringing what I think, my info to the table, we'll go from there. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think about this video. Drop a like, subscribe, share it with somebody that likes sports or that don't like sports. Till the next time, I'm out.